Hey, what goes on, you guys? We're back here again with another review, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Neca Toys An American Werewolf in London's Kessler Wolf. And this is such an amazing figure. I didn't even open it yet, and I already know I'm gonna love this thing. My dad used to make me watch this as a kid, so I've seen it a couple times, but I haven't seen it in years. So me and my friend here, we rewatched it, and we both loved the movie. And rewatching it, it's better than it was before, and understanding it now, and not being a little baby and being scared of it. So it's such an awesome movie. If you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor and go check it out. The transformation sequence is absolutely gorgeous, and the dude who plays David really portrays the struggle of being a werewolf in America, or I guess in London from America. It's just, you get the joke, what I was trying to do, but it is an awesome movie. But anyway, love this freaking box art. If I didn't keep my boxes, I would cut this shit off and hang that on the wall, because this is amazing. You get to see the American Werewolf in London. I'm not sure what that X is, but Ultimate Kessler Wolf. You get to see David, and what was his friend's name? Joey, I think. I forget. I already forget. I just watched the movie last night. I know it's David, and it'll come to me. Jack, I think it was Jack. And yeah, it was Jack. So David and Jack, that looks awesome. You get to see the little inn that they went to. Could have saved them, but whatever. They let the wolf go, or they let the kids go and fight the wolf. You get the awesome art there. You get to see the full moon, and it says, "Keep clear of the moors, beware the moon." That's so sick. And obviously you see the werewolf there, American Werewolf in London, with a picture of the figure there, which, oh my god, it looks so good. It says Neca. On the side you get another picture of the different head sculpt at American Werewolf in London. On the back you get some amazing product images. I mean, it's just insane. Yeah, his name is Jack. Speaking of, here's a read up if you want to check that out. Sorry about that giant door slam. The American Werewolf in London, and on the other side you get the other head sculpt. All amazing box art. If you're looking for this, there's the barcode. I found it at a local comic book store. Really simple. Just went in and was sitting right there, and I was like, boom, let me grab that shit. And I did. And opening it up, you can see the figure in there. I don't want to show you too much of that, though, but you get another product image there, which is one of the original images that they showed when they first revealed they were doing this figure. So, yeah. Anyway, it's time. I really want to open this guy, so let's go ahead and do that, because I'm very excited. Okay, so after about 10 minutes of playing with and gushing over this goddamn figure, I cannot believe. You know what? I can believe it. But NECA did an outstanding job as per usual. I mean, guys, if you don't know anything about me, which is probably, probably well known at this point, NECA is my favorite toy company, and it is very rare that they drop the ball on a release. And this is not an example of that. This is goddamn near perfect for the price point. Would more accessories be cool? Yeah. But honestly, they didn't do David. They did the werewolf. And the werewolf, unless you want to give him like a severed head or something, or like body parts to put in his mouth, which would be pretty cool, I can't think of anything else he needs. So, you get the separate head, which we'll talk about later. But for the price point of, I paid $35 for this. I don't know what NECA, I don't know if they got like magical sources or things like that to make things this great for that cheap, because Hasbro, I understand they got their licensing issues or whatever, whatever. They got to pay more for their licenses, but God, man, there's just no comparison for the price point. So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack with this guy, and I guess we might as well just go right into it, because I got to stop sitting here and gushing over this thing. But anyway, let's just take a minute to appreciate that freaking head sculpt. That is insane. The accuracy and the paint and just the sculpt on that is incredible. The paint on the mouth alone has more paint than most Marvel Legends at this point. The eyes look really good, and if you look on the box for the original artwork, it looks incredibly accurate to the source material. Because for a large portion of the movie, all you see is this. It'll be like a quick rawr, growling scene, and it'll switch, and then he's David again. But man, that is ridiculous. The wet nose look, the matted finish of all the fur. It is. There's a gray dry brush over the skin parts, I guess, because you can kind of see it like on the feet, around the eyes, the cheeks, and the ears. That like really amplifies like dry skin, and it just looks great. And that sculpt is transferred all the way through on the body here. I mean, it is just ridiculous. The heavy sculpting, there's this overlay piece in the middle right here that kind of like is meant to hide the articulation, I guess, and it works beautifully. It's like a soft rubber piece, but you can barely tell. It just looks like fur. It dangles there. The thick fur on the chest looks phenomenal, and it's sculpted so crisply, and they're kind of soft, so you don't have to worry about them like snapping. On the back, you get this beautifully sculpted fur. It gets a little bit longer on the top, down the spinal column, and then like on the rib cage and the abdomen, it's a little bit shorter. You get like longer fur on the bottom here, which looks great, and then on the arms, you know, you get that awesome freaking sculpting work. And paint is there's like 3 tones of brown. You got an under, a mid, and a dry brush on top, and it just really works really well. You get his hands, which they look phenomenal as well. Like I said, there's like that bluish gray that kind of represents his skin, and you know, everybody knows the scene where like his hand starts growing and then the nail or the claws come through his nails. I always hated that part. It's nasty, but it is freaking awesome watching it. You get the thumb back here, you know, that is super cool. Looks really accurate, really good. Like the palms on the back, the dry brush on the back looks great. Again, moving down the body looks fantastic. Guess you get a little semblance of a tail. I never really noticed that he had one, but you know, he's a wolf. Wolf, the werewolf, not the wolf man. The wolf man's coming soon. He should be here in November. Hopefully he comes soon too. But you get like the darker in the middle of like the quads, which looks really good. The legs, and then the feet look, you know, they're different. You get the dew claw painted there. Mattel, take notes, paint that on your dinosaurs. But yeah, it just, you get a peg hole at the bottom of the left foot. Yeah, it just looks phenomenal. You get the bones coming out of here. It just, I can't express how good the sculpt is. There's a little bit of paint chipping, but that's honestly most NECA figures do, and it never really causes a big issue. I think the only time it ever really caused an issue was like on the Phantom and Ming the Merciless, because the joints were like a completely different color, which was really stupid. But yeah, no, this is utterly and completely phenomenal. But he does come with an alternate head, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, this head sculpt's freaking awesome too. It's not super different from the first one, but he looks a little bit more angry, a little bit more deranged. Obviously, his mouth is open and covered in blood. NECA is not scared to put the blood on the toys, and I love to see it. I mean, I never understood like with like Hasbro, and I guess it's Disney, but like making characters like the Punisher, who's a murderer, like a huge murderer, and not wanting to put blood on that. Or like with the zombies, you know, like giving them like maroon blood. Like just go all the way out, you know? You're making characters that kids shouldn't be playing with anyway. At that point, you know, own it. But yeah, unfortunately, this is literally, and I'm not kidding when I say this, my only issue with the figure is that little bit of like skin tone at the back of the mouth. I mean, I could easily just paint that like dark red. Wish I didn't have to do that, because the glossiness of the mouth, you know, you get the upper palate looks completely sculpted and just, oh, it looks so good. The teeth are sharp as shit, and I like that. You get all the molars and the incisors, and obviously these huge ass canines. You know, he had a very iconic look, and it just is really exemplified phenomenally in this figure. The tongue looks great. That head sculpt is something else, and definitely I'm going to be using this one. But his articulation is almost just as good as his sculpt, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so taking a look at the articulation here, this head, it's on 2 double ball pegs, I believe. There's one at the neck, and then there's one at the base of the head, and it allows him to look up, look down, side to side. You can rotate it. You get it all the way around, so you can get them like these weird angles, you know, for good pictures and shit like that. So that is super good articulation there. I love that. This overlay piece really works wonders. As they showed in their initial images, you can get the arms to go out all the way, which is awesome to get that lower pose. They will rotate 360. You do get an elbow joint that goes in past 90. I guess I'll move it like that. You know, obviously be careful. It is NECA, but it's they've been getting so much better with that. So you get about 90 and you can straighten it out all the way. And then at the wrist, it goes up, down, and swivels. It does swivel. And then at the fingers, it goes up and down. This does not pivot, so don't try to. But it does. So you can get plenty of good articulation in the arms there to get them in all those like weird dog-like poses. The diaphragm joint, he's going to pivot to the side that much. He's going to pivot to the other side that much. He will rotate 360. He'll crunch forward. The sculpt of the fur kind of gets in the way a little bit, but he will crunch forward and he will arc back. That's totally fine with me. I really, really like the articulation on that. And, so you can get it all the way around. So that is awesome. The hips are really well articulated as well. They're going to move outwards that far. Weird position for the dog. Rotate 360. They're on a ball peg. So you do get like a semblance of a thigh swivel in there. The knees don't go more than that far, but they will click backwards that much. They do rotate. The ankle will go forward. I feel like it can go more than that, but maybe not. So it'll go forward that far at the ankle, and it rotates, and then the toes will pivot just a little bit, so be careful with that, but they do hinge flattened and forward. So with all the rotation there, you really don't need like an actual ankle pivot because there's so many points of rotation that you just got to finagle the way that you want it to go, and it works really well. I mean, look at these positions you can get this guy in. Like, that's insane to me. Like, that looks so cool, so badass, and I think the articulation works really, really well for this guy. But let's go ahead and look at final thoughts, even though I guarantee you all know what I'm going to say. So it's that point of the video where you guys are asking yourselves, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of this figure? And guys, stop wondering. You already know the answer. This guy is absolutely remarkable. Action figure perfection. Action figure perfection. This thing is gorgeous. I think that's a Tucker art quote, but it's gorgeous. It is so good. The articulation works beautifully. The sculpt is so crisp, clean, and beautiful, and the paint just amplifies the utter grossness and rawness of this character. And Neca does it again. I mean, I just can't get over how good of a company Neca is, and I wish they had more licenses. I would give Neca just all of my money. Like, they could make Marvel, DC, everything. I would take it. I would buy it. But this is their strong suit, monsters. And you know what? I don't do much horror. I don't have a single Jason, a single Freddy, a single Michael Myers. I would like those three, just to have those three. But, and NECA's definitely the ones to go to. But horror, I'm going to do the Universal Monsters line for sure. I'm going to try to get every one of those. But other than that, I really don't do much horror. I would like to see them do a Brightburner. I think that would be sick. I don't really know what else I'd like to see them do, to be honest. I'm not that big of a horror guy, but this was one that I was hoping they'd do. And when they did it, I was very, very happy. But with that being said, what am I going to rate this guy? Come on, you already know. It's like an 11 out of 10. It's just so good. It is just so good. And I'm at a loss for words, guys. I'm a pretty good writer. I got a big vocabulary, and this guy puts me at a loss for those words. So with that being said, I think that is all I have for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are going to be doing a 300 subscriber giveaway. I figured out what it's going to be. I'm going to do a poll between two figures. One of the figures, I was originally going to do three, but one of the figures I wasn't able to find. So we're going to do a poll between two characters. And we'll do a giveaway for either one of them, whatever you guys like more. I will do a giveaway for. But with that being said, that's all I have for today. So go ahead, follow me on Instagram. Let me know you copping, because if you're not, you're just wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. Go do yourself a favor and get this figure. Also, do yourself and me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. But follow me on Instagram. Check out those pics because I got tons of them for this guy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.